Verizon FiOS presents Yankees vs. Mets Subway Series pregame special. Brought to you by PIX 11 and WFAN. With your hosts Lolita Lopez and Craig Carton.
This is the scene at Citi Field as thousands of fans usher in for Game 2 of the Subway Series, which can be seen right here on PIX 11 in about 30 minutes. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Verizon FiOS presents Yankees vs. Mets Subway Series pregame special. I'm Lolita Lopez of the PIX News at 10, along with my friend, WFAN's Craig Carton.
Well, you know, I'm thrilled to be here, Lolita. Subway Series, although my Mets lost Game 1, meaning they could get swept here. It doesn't matter. It's Subway Series. New York's alive, and I'm pumped to be here to go over it with you for the next 30 minutes.
And, Craig, we got to talk about this. So, Game 1 of the Subway Series at Citi Field just started off as ugly for the Mets as the first game at Yankee Stadium a few weeks back. Luis Castillo, that pop-up.
I got it. Yep. I got it.
No, you don't. No, you don't. And last night, just as ugly. Got behind early after a disastrous second inning. 3 infield errors led to 4 Yankee runs, 2 credited to Mike Pelfrey. On the flip side, CC Sabathia, dominant for the Yanks, struck out 8 in 7 innings, earning his 7th win of the year. And Alex Rodriguez continues in his recent tear. This 2-run bomb made 564 in the 8th inning, his second in as many days, 11th on the all-time list. Yanks pummeled the Mets in round 1, winning last night 9-1.
Yeah, but time out. Hold on a second. You guys did not show the actual highlight from last night.
That.
If the guys in the truck can show it, show them the real highlight from last night. There you go. There's my New York Mets. There's Ryan Church. There's Luis Castillo. Wait. Daniel Murphy. Hold on, and let me get David Wright. Perfect. Yeah. There's your New York Mets from last night. You know, the reality is that last night's game, everyone's going to look at the 3 errors, of course. The David Wright play is a tough play, although he makes it a lot. The reality is this. The Mets got CC'd last night. You know, there's the right throw. They're going to show you the Cora double play, bad throw into right field. The Nick Evans one is inexcusable. That to me is absolute nerves. Playing against the Yankees Subway Series for the first time, was playing double-A ball literally a week ago.
Just couldn't handle that.
But when CC Sabathia is on like that, Lolita, not many teams are going to beat him, which is why he gets almost $200 million to play for the New York Yankees. So I can write that game off. When I looked at this series and I looked at the pitching matchups, which absolutely favor the New York Yankees, the game that I said for sure the Mets were probably not going to win was going to be CC Sabathia, assuming he was healthy, and he was very, very healthy last night.
Absolutely. He looked great. And speaking of pitching matchups, joining us live now from the field at Citi Field is WFAN Evan Roberts with tonight's pitching matchups. Hello, Evan.
What's going on, guys? Craigie, good to see you.
Evan, look at you, you handsome son of a gun.
He does look good.
Well, one thing I got from last night, and it may happen tonight, is that the Mets have a tough time offensively. CC Sabathia and Brett Tomko, 8 of 9 innings. The Mets then went down 1-2-3. A.J. Burnett's going to be tough. The key against A.J. Burnett is you got to be patient against this guy. At times he can have control problems. We saw this when they faced each other at Yankee Stadium during the 15-0 game. Remember, the Mets had so many opportunities. They had the bases loaded, nobody out. Burnett got through it. The Mets have to be more patient. Now, Tim Redding's going tonight. And I don't trust Tim Redding. The guy's got a 6 ERA. I know the Yankees struggle against guys they haven't seen before, but Tim Redding is a guy with a 6 ERA. He's a guy who's been up and down since joining this Met rotation. It's a tough pitching matchup for the Mets. And offensively, they've obviously been inept against everybody. So A.J. Burnett, who, look, he hasn't been great this year. This is still a very tough matchup for the Mets. And honestly, with a lineup like this, they could be facing me. It's going to be a tough matchup for the Mets.
I don't think it'd be facing you, Evan. I've seen you throw a ball at the WFAN bullpen. But what you say is right, though. Any team right now, when the Mets put on a team, and I just saw the lineup tonight, Argenis Reyes is starting at second base tonight. Reed's going to start in center tonight. Any team that throws out even a credible pitcher has a good chance of beating the Mets because the lineup is not a real professional lineup. So you're dead right on that. The Mets have to take a lot of pitches against A.J. Burnett. There's no doubt about that.
But at the same time, Tim Redding had a really good game, 7 innings against the Cardinals. So you have to credit him for keeping the guys at least in games as long as your offense does a little something.
And Evan, you're out there. I assume Jerry Manuel needs at least 6 good innings tonight out of Redding. That'd be a home run for them, right?
Well, it would be. I mean, they would right now 6 innings, 3 runs. I would sign for. Tim Redding's been up and down against St. Louis. He was good. He pitched into the 8th inning, but I don't know how much you could expect out of this guy. Again, the one thing going for him is the Yankees struggle against guys they're not familiar with, and they're not familiar with Tim Redding.
Evan, good job as always, and we heard Evan on the fan driving in today. Now let's go outside the stadium where the beautiful and talented Lisa Mateo is hanging out with all those lunatic Met fans and the idiotic Yankee fans that decided to invade my stadium today. Anyway, Lisa, how's it going out there, sweetie?
Hey, Hi, how are you guys doing? Right now, Subway fever is in full effect. Yankee fans, yeah, they're feeling a little bit confident. They won yesterday. They won 2 out of 3 games in the first round series. But is that going to put a damper on Mets fans? I don't think so. One thing for certain, the battle is on.
Go Yankees! Go Mets! Go Yankees! Go Mets!
They're definitely going to win because we're here at Citi Field, and the Mets haven't lost a series since 2003.
You think they're going to win today? What's up?
Absolutely. They found their swings. They're starting to hit the ball now, and A-Rod found his stroke back.
You got to lose one here and there. Made a couple mistakes yesterday, but they'll turn it around today.
I think the Mets are going to take it handily.
15-0.
Not right.
Yankees.
Not right. Mets, definitely Mets.
What's your prediction? Who do you think is going to win tonight and why?
The Mets because, well, we're the Mets, and I think Tim Redding has a pretty good shot against the Yankees.
Today's my birthday.
Today's your birthday, so if the Mets win, that would be a really good birthday present, right?
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to win?
Yeah.
Go Mets!
Go Mets!
Go Yankees! Go Mets! And the anticipation continues out here. They're packing it in the stadium. And Craig, I got someone here special for you. Who do we got here?
Hey, Craigie, it's Sal from Baldwin. Hi, Lolita. How are you?
From Baldwin. Forget about
I'm not going to la. I'm going to leave that to you.
Well,
We're feeling good about it. Let's go Mets.
I have a special surprise for Sal and for all the Met fans out there. Right before we get out of here at the end of the half hour, I have a special lock surprise for all Met fans. You're all going to love it, but you got to wait till right before game time here on PIX.
All right. Well, thanks, Lisa, out there. And thanks to Sal from Baldwin. We've got more to come. Yeah, it's your buddy. Including those famous voices who give you all the Mets radio play-by-play. We're going to take you right to the first pitch of Game 2 Yankees-Mets Subway Series at Citi Field right here on PIX 11. See you in a bit.
Want a great deal on a great car? At Hyundai, we've got you covered with our first ever tent event. Want peace of mind if you lose your income? We've got you covered with Hyundai Assurance. Want America's best warranty? You're covered. Want luxury? There's the Genesis, named 2009 North American Car of the Year. Want big cash back on the Sonata? We've got you covered. Look to save big at your Hyundai dealer. Look for the tent. Get up to $3,500 cash back on the Sonata. Hurry, Hyundai's first ever tent event ends June 30th.
FiOS guy, where are you headed? Just installed FiOS in the whole building. Now everyone has the fastest upload speeds. And we're giving them a mini netbook. Well, I'm sticking with cable. So is Ted.
No, I'm not.
He's just goofing.
No, I'm not.
Ted has betrayed me.
Okay.
Unlike cable, FiOS brings 100% fiber optics straight to your home. And when you switch now, you can get a free compact mini netbook. Just pay shipping, handling, and taxes. With FiOS, you get razor-sharp TV, blazing fast internet, and crystal clear phone service. All for just $109.99 a month with a 1-year agreement. Sign up today. Call 1-866-709-FiOS. And for a limited time, get an incredible compact mini to get the most out of your FiOS internet. Get it all together with a great deal on FiOS TV, internet, and phone. Plus, get a free compact mini netbook. Just pay shipping, handling, and taxes. So call 1-866-709-FiOS today before time runs out on this astonishing offer. This is FiOS. This is big.
PIX is brought to you in high definition by Verizon FiOS. Call 1-888-GET-FiOS. Welcome back to Verizon FiOS presents Yankees versus Mets Subway Series pregame special.
And welcome back, everybody. Now, we've been talking about the Mets not doing so great, terrible game yesterday, but recently, they're only a half game back of the Phillies. They've got all these replacements that are doing a good job.
Listen, overall, and I said this to David Wright the other night at his Foundations event, you know, what the Mets are doing right now, fans appreciate. The Mets shouldn't be in this right now. The Mets should be 10 games out easily, Lolita. And the fact is they're a very scrappy bunch. Boomer and I on the radio call them Scrappy Doo.
Scrappy Doo.
They find a way to stay in a lot of games. You know, last night they get blown out, and the errors had something to do with it, of course, and the great job by Sabathia. But this is a team, despite the fact that they've only won 2 series, getting all the way back to the National Series, is in almost every single game. That's a testament to that a lot of guys are playing for jobs. But there's an attitude amongst this team that wasn't here a year ago or 2 years ago. This team scraps. You know, they're a terrible fundamental team, but this team absolutely scraps, and it's the kind of team New York fans really can attach themselves to and root for. And I said this to the guys the other night. Wednesday afternoon's game against the St. Louis Cardinals was the biggest turnout to date that the Mets have had this year.
I know we were talking about this too, because what I think a lot of fans like, I talk to my father all the time, is they're actually seeing some baseball being played. You don't have Reyes, you don't have Putz, you don't have Beltran, you don't have Delgado, you don't know even when they're coming back. You don't have anybody. You don't have anybody. And you hear guys, Omir Santos, all these people, grand slams, this and that. I mean, it just pumps you up a little bit to know that someone is actually doing exactly.
I mean, I'm 40. I get excited when the wind blows these days, but I'm absolutely excited. I mean, you have a guy playing center field tonight. Jeremy Reed will get the start at center tonight, who literally a week ago was playing Double-A baseball.
Double-A baseball, absolutely.
Guys like him, guys like Nick Evans. These are minor league These are minor league players right now that shouldn't be at this level, and they are competing. And two guys who are no strangers to the New York Mets have been following them the entire year on my flagship station, WFAN. My pals Howie Rose and Wade Hagen, they're in the booth right now, guys. Other than don't make any errors and other than try to win, is there anything the Mets can do differently tonight from what you guys saw last night?
Well, they just need to do the basics that you talked about. But I think the thing about this team that's kind of fun right now, and Wayne, we've seen it time after time, they'll play a stinker now and then like they did last night. But they're pretty resilient, and they'll bounce back. And so much of that depends on the quality of the starting pitching you get. And tonight that's going to be up to Tim Redding. But, clearly the Mets have to be a little bit better tonight than they were last night, because they almost can't help but be.
No doubt about it. I was so surprised how poorly they played in the infield last night. Those were not, by definition, difficult plays to make. And that's what was most surprising. They still almost overcame that by coming a little bit back against CC Sabathia, but let's face it, 7 innings out of the guy, 1, 2, 3 innings for 6 of the 7 innings. A great pitching performance is going to stop anybody.
And you don't know what you're going to get from Tim Redding, because as Jerry Manuel was saying earlier, he's got to be just right. He's got to be able to command and spot that fastball and not get into the trouble that he's gotten into in the past, when everything's been pretty much at the same plane and he's hung a couple of breaking pitches and gotten hit very hard. When he's been effective, as he was his last time out on Monday against St. Louis, he'll keep you in a game, and that's, I think, what the Mets have to hope for.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to better defense, better hitting, and it all starts with pitching.
You got it.
Yeah. Better everything is the way to go. And listen, we talk a lot, guys, how the Yankees are not good against guys they haven't seen. Hopefully that'll come into play tonight. Have a great broadcast tonight, guys. Always appreciate the time. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
You got it.
Moments ago, WFAN's Ed Coleman sat down with Mets manager Jerry Manuel just before the game to talk about what to expect today.
You've faced some tough pitching lately. Carpenter, Sabathia last night. You have another tough customer in A.J. Burnett tonight, and he was pretty good at Yankee Stadium against you. But this team has been very resilient for you this year. When they've had a bad game, and last night was definitely a bad game, they've bounced back very well.
Yeah, we have been able to bounce back real well. I think what we have to do tonight is, again, get good pitching. I thought Mike Pelfrey threw the ball extremely well last night. If we hadn't have made those errors, that pitch count wouldn't have been up. We might not have had the same issue that we had. So if we continue to get good pitching, I think it gives us a chance to scratch out a run here or there, or the offense just might click one night and run off about 16, 17 hits with about 10 runs.
Well, I got to tell you, I love that comment. The offense might click one night. That's a manager that's been beaten down a little bit, and there's no guarantee that the offense is ever going to click.
No, Alex Cora talked about it last time. Jerry said something similar to that effect, that we just hope that we can stay in this or whatever.
Right.
And Alex was upset. He's like, no, we're coming in to win. Do you think that he plays on them a little bit by saying stuff like that?
He plays on them a lot, but there's two different realities. There's a reality, which is reality, and that is the Mets should not be in a lot of these ball games. The Mets should not be a half game, a game out of first place. Then there's a manager's reality. And the manager doesn't give a damn about the real reality. The manager tells these guys, listen, I put you on a field. You're getting a major league paycheck. I expect you guys to compete. And listen, there's a lot of guys that are competing. There's a lot of guys that now will have legitimate Major League Baseball careers on the Mets or in some other team in Major League Baseball based on what they've done. It's all about, my dad said growing up, it's all about opportunity. There's a lot of guys getting opportunities now that otherwise, without these injuries, would not have gotten the same opportunity. And these guys are performing. Now, I don't like the fact that Argenis Reyes is playing second tonight and Jeremy Reed's playing center. Sheffield can barely walk. Right. But as long as my Mets are competitive, then I'm pleased with what they do on the field, and I know they're going to lose a significant amount of games. All
right, well, now, earlier this week, I sat down with Omar Minaya to talk trade. Look, it's not lost on anyone that the Mets, while holding their heads above water, need some help. And I asked the question, are you looking for reinforcements right now?
Yeah, we're actively looking to improve the team, whether via trade or any of those things. But the reality is that might be 22 teams that are in 5 games out of playoff contention right now. So there's not too many guys out there available.
You have names that are always out there, like Nick Johnson, Aubrey Huff. Are those even plausible?
I just don't comment on players on other teams. But it's fair to say that, first base is something that we need to kind of address.
How about in terms of the position? Do you think you need a bat more than you might need a pitcher at this point?
If you ask me, I'm always looking for pitching, because for me it's about pitching. And if you can, especially bullpen, losing JJ hurts a lot. So now we have to kind of have guys step up.
When does it get to a point where time is of the essence?
The thing about reinforcement is that whoever you bring in, you have to say to yourself, well, what happens when Carlos Beltran comes back? What happens when Carlos Delgado comes back? You always try to get reinforcement, but you have to have strategic reinforcement. And, of course, you have to ask yourself, what is the price of talent that we're going to have to give up for those reinforcements?
And I also asked him, like, you talk about the talent, Fernando Martinez, that you would give up. These guys are actually playing for them. They might not be able to give them up.
The problem, though, as much as we say this is a scrappy bunch and we like the way they're playing, they are minor league players, and you can't count on getting Delgado back. Who knows about Beltran in the knee?
Crutches,
Who knows about Jose Reyes? Right. So, to me, and Omar has to play the game as well.
Right.
But you have to go out there and get at least a right-handed bat. Of course, no one wants to give up pitching, so that's easier said than done. Right. But listen, I'll tell you right now, you get a guy that can play every day. I get rid of Fernando Martinez in a second, and half the other guys on this team, and they're all nice guys, but they're minor league ball players.
So bat to you before pitching?
Listen, the fact that the Mets are even competitive is good. Let's not kid ourselves. I would trade half this team right now for a bucket of water and a couple pieces of fried chicken. That's the reality of the Mets. Time for a quick break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the series from the winning side. That, of course, is the Yankees side. So stay with us here on PIX 11. PIX, 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 PIX.
You're invited to grab the wheel and drive the Lincoln difference. This summer, test drive the latest in luxury and technology from Lincoln. Visit your Lincoln dealer or Lincoln.com and drive the Lincoln difference.
Here's your receipt. Have a nice day. Thank you.
The IKEA summer sale, 20 to 60% off selected items.
You're invited to grab the wheel and drive the Lincoln difference. Now, drive the Lincoln MKX home and get 0% financing, plus we'll cover your first 3 payments. Visit your Lincoln dealer or TriStateLM.com and drive the Lincoln difference today.
New ballpark, old rivals. Mets Yanks on PIX.
David Wright and the Mets battle the Yankees. Subway Series. Tonight at 7 on PIX.
Welcome back, guys. Yankees versus Mets Subway Series pregame special right here on PIX 11. And we've talked about the Mets so far, but what about what he said, the winning side, which I don't believe.
Well, it's the winning side.
Yankees.
The Yankees are a better team than the Mets right now. They're
What's
over
been going
500.
on with them? Yep, absolutely.
I don't. Listen, let's relax before we say the resurgence of the Yankees. I know they've won 3 out of 4. They struggled big time in Atlanta. Right. The bats are on fire now. They've scored 40 runs in their last 3 games now. And the Yankees are a team that likes to pile on. When they're going good, they're going really, really good. I would just say this. The Yankees are guaranteed 100% are going to be in the playoffs. The only question is, are they the wild card team, or do they get in as the division winner?
So you're not worried about their bullpen at all?
Listen, if I'm a Yankee fan, I worry about everything. It's the nature of being a fan. I worry about middle relief. I worry Bruni can really do the job. Right. Mariano, I think, is still Mariano, which is great. But this team is going to hit. There's too much talent on this team not to hit.
And hitting right now, like hot, is Alex Rodriguez. My goodness, what's going on with him?
Well, first off, you refer to him as my boyfriend. Listen, Alex, I have a man crush on Alex Rodriguez. First off, last night's game, just to backtrack for a second.
Sure.
Defensively, he was brilliant last night. But Alex Rodriguez, at some point is going to hit, and it does seem that giving him a couple nights off worked for him because, with the rest now, he's swinging the bat better. He's got a bunch of home runs now. Right. But I will tell you this, if you worry about Alex Rodriguez, you have to worry about the Black Widow curse, and I say this on the radio all the time later, which is Kate Hudson. Kate Hudson's very bad for men, so if I was A-Rod, I would say bye-bye.
But he gave
to
him
Kate Hudson.
a little bit of good luck last night.
She gave one guy testicular cancer, one guy committed suicide almost, and one guy hasn't had a hit song in forever. One guy there it is. See, there you go. There's Lance Armstrong. She almost killed him. There's Chris Robinson
effect.
from the Black Crowes. They haven't had a hit single in 15 years.
But you know what?
And then there's Owen Wilson. He almost killed himself.
But she's not a blonde anymore. Maybe the brunette thing is working.
It doesn't matter. You got to stay away. Let's go out to Citi Field and see my main man, Yankees beat reporter for WFAN, Sweeney Murti. Sweeney, give me the Yankees story as we now get within about 20 minutes of game time. What do you got?
Well, Craig, you guys have been talking about the offense, but the Yankees really going to have the first time tonight to showcase what their offseason plan was about. This is the first time that Sabathia and Burnett are going to get to go 1-2 for the Yankees. Burnett, of course, coming off a suspension, so he's slotted back into the rotation here behind Sabathia, and they're hoping that he does the same thing that CC did last night. Meanwhile, the Yankee lineup that you're talking about is taking a couple of hits because of a flu bug that's going around. You know, listening to Joe Girardi give the state of his team is like listening to Joe Pesci in My Cousin Vinny telling the judge that the whole store has the flu. That appears to be what the Yankees are going through right now. Derek Jeter and Johnny Damon both have the flu. They're out of the lineup, but as you saw last night, Brett Gardner very capable out of that leadoff spot with a career-high 5 hits last night.
And it is moving around there. It's nice and windy for you.
Yeah, the storm clouds are blowing in right here. I might do a Mary Poppins here if you keep me here much longer.
Or eat a burger, dude. Thanks for the time, Sweeney. You know, listen, it's all jokes aside, a lot of people have gone to Citi Field and left Citi Field with the flu. The flu went, I'm not saying it's a swine flu. I'm not saying
he's trying to start something.
I'm telling you,
I
have family members that went there and they got sick. I got people from the Adirondacks that went there and got sick. The whole Met team got sick.
Maybe they're bringing it to
the Yankees were there for one night and they're getting sick, which I don't want to see anybody get sick. It's clearly good for the Mets. You look at I got the Yankee lineup in front of me. Yeah. Brett Gardner's going to lead off and play center. Right. He was genius yesterday with the 5 hits. Swisher's going to bat second and play right field. But I mean, this is a lineup.
If the Yankees, A-Rod?
I know. If the Yankees sweep the Mets, are we really going to be surprised? The only thing we have going for us from a Mets side is that the Yankees, for whatever reason, are barely a 500 team when they go against pitchers that they've never seen before. And I don't know why that is. A fastball is a fastball, curve is a curve. But you know, I just hope the Mets are competitive. From a Yankee standpoint, the Yankees are going to hit the ball. The question is, can the Mets keep up with them offensively?
And they're going to have to do it from the beginning of the game. No, they can't let it linger.
This Met team can't give up 4 or 5 runs in the first 3 innings and go to their bullpen, because if the Mets go to their bullpen that early, then they cannot win the game.
All right, well, it's almost game time. When we come back, we'll check in with the guys that will bring you all the action here on PIX 11. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Want a great deal on a great car? At Hyundai, we've got you covered with our first ever tent event. Want peace of mind if you lose your income? We've got you covered with Hyundai Assurance. Want America's best warranty? You're covered. Want luxury? There's the Genesis, named 2009 North American Car of the Year. Want big cash back on the Santa Fe? We've got you covered. Look to save big at your Hyundai dealer. Look for the tent. Get $2,000 cash back on the Santa Fe. Hurry, Hyundai's first ever tent event ends June 30th.
Attention please, crosstown rivals clash for the first time from Citi Field as the Mets look for payback against the Yankees in Subway Series. Next on PIX.
At Chrysler and Jeep, we build skyscrapers. We build fish finders. We build TV stations. We build troop transports. We build the 25 highway mile per gallon town and country and the technologically advanced Grand Cherokee. Come see what we built for you. Now current Chrysler owners get 0% financing plus $1,500 or $4,500 combined cash allowance on Grand Cherokee.
FiOS guy, where are you headed? Just installed FiOS in the whole building. Now everyone has the fastest upload speeds. And we're giving them a mini netbook. Well, I'm sticking with cable. So is Ted.
No, I'm not.
He's just goofing.
No, I'm not.
Ted has betrayed me. Okay.
Unlike cable, FiOS brings 100% fiber optics straight to your home. And when you switch now, you can get a free compact mini netbook. Just pay shipping, handling, and taxes. With FiOS, you get razor-sharp TV, blazing fast internet, and crystal clear phone service. All for just $109.99 a month with a 1-year agreement. Sign up today. Call 1-866-709-FiOS. And for a limited time, get an incredible compact mini to get the most out of your FiOS internet. Get it all together with a great deal on FiOS TV, internet, and phone. Plus, get a free compact mini netbook. Just pay shipping, handling, and taxes. So call 1-866-709-FiOS today before time runs out on this astonishing offer. This is FiOS. This is big.
PIX is brought to you in high definition by Verizon FiOS. Call 1-888-GET-FiOS.
Welcome back, guys. In just a few minutes right here on PIX 11, we will have Game 2 of the Subway Series at Citi Field, and bringing you all the action will be Gary Cohen and Ron Darling. Hey, guys.
Well, the Mets will try and get even tonight after getting beat 9-1 by the Yankees last night. In fact, the Yankees have now outscored the Mets 24-1 in their last two meetings. Tim Redding, who pitched one fateful inning for the Yankees a few years ago, gets his first crack at his old team, and A.J. Burnett will pitch for the Yankees.
Yeah, Redding will have to be great. You know, the bottom of the rotation for the Mets is outstanding. Fernando Nieves done a nice job. Livan Hernandez. Redding's going to have a great effort today. A.J. Burnett in his last start beat the Mets, and he really beat the Mets with that great slider of his. So if he's got that great slider, Redding's going to have to be sharp for the Mets to have a chance in this series here in the second game.
So the Mets try and get even tonight. We'll be with you in just a few minutes. Let's go back to you guys.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. And I got to ask you, Craig, what are your predictions tonight?
All right, let's warm it up. Let's get it ready. Give me an L. Give me an O. Give me a C. Give me a K. Lock it up. And here's why I'm locking it up. This is what we've been waiting for. I'm locking up the New York Yankees tonight. I am the big Maloik. I am the mush. I want the Mets to win. I lock it up. I really don't think the Mets can hang with the Yankees with Tim Redding going against Burnett.
Sal and Baldwin and all those Met fans are going to be so disappointed in you.
Unfortunately, I have to lock up the Yankees. It pains me to do it, but I have to do it. I want to say to you guys, everyone here at Channel 11, thank you for having me, and thanks to everyone listening to me and Boomer Esiason on The Fan, weekday mornings from 6 to 10. And obviously, when we come back after the weekends,
you're going to be talking about it. But apparently, you're thinking sweep here, not even allowing this to happen.
Hold on, Lolita.
Well, you said it earlier.
You're a little out of order. You're a little out of order. You get a demerit. I am not saying a sweep. I take these things one game at a time. I just think it's going to be very, very tough for the Mets with their lineup tonight to hit A.J. Burnett and Tim Redding, who I think has been a little bit better than average for the Mets since he came to the Mets. To me, is just going to be overmatched by the Yankee offense, including A-Rod. So, unfortunately, I have to say that the Yankees win this game.
All right, round two of the Subway Series continues right here on PIX 11, immediately followed by the PIX News at 10. So don't go anywhere. Enjoy the game. Thanks, Craig. You've been awesome. Thanks to WFAN. They have great people that have joined us today. Enjoy the game. Adios, amigos.
Adios. Adios.
We're going to be
About
at JP.
what about
Bank. JP Morgan. Lead bank.
That's good. Agree. Pensions papers about that.
We agree.
So it's a good. Get to me today. Pointed. Hassle.
Davis, thank you. Comments? This concludes approval. Considered as